Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. The other day I shared a haul and I showed you these very inexpensive watercolors that I picked up, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do a demonstration with these or give these as a gift. I picked them up because they seemed like they were a really good deal for $4.99. I've also seen a lot of almost identical sets online for around the same price, and then I see some very identical sets that are like $30 and $40, sometimes 40. These remind me of the Grumbacher ones that are like $47, and I think that's kind of crazy. So anyways, a lot of you guys were curious about these and asked me if I would do a cheap art supply challenge with them. So I decided, what the heck, and that way I'd be able to test them out, and if they are fantastic, or at least, well worth the money, I could always pick up some extras to keep in the present drawer. I have like just a box full of potential presents. I don't know, don't you all have those? So I thought it'd be kind of fun just to do a little sketch on some inexpensive watercolor paper with a Sharpie, and then just do some, watercolor over that and see what we get. So what I think I want to do, this is a couple different trays of colors, and the colors come out really, really easily, which I thought would be nice because I am an art teacher. I teach kids quite a bit. It'd be nice to be able to take these little tablets out and spread them around a table, and then kids could reach for whatever's closest. I mean, there's like 4 different blues, and there's a couple different reds, a couple different oranges, a couple different yellows. I think just having a couple of these sets would be really nice as an art teacher. So what I'm going to do here is sketch on the little palette. I like to do little sketches of art supplies. It's fun if you've never done it before. It's just kind of fun. So I'm just doing a really loose kind of rounded rectangle. This is not meant to be like some fantastic sketch or anything. It's kind of like just an art journal-y type of sketch. And I did one at one point and I didn't record it, and then I had people ask me if I would. So I am. I'm going to just take out like an individual little tablet of color. Maybe I'll do a couple like that. Draw a little, not to scale or anything, just for fun. And maybe get this little tube here. I'll draw that. Look at the little. Have fun with it, guys. And see, there's no pressure because these are cheap supplies, right? I'm not worried that I am wasting some expensive materials. So I'm gonna draw this little brush down the middle. Set it there so I can see it a little bit better. It's a flat. And then the trays have 6 colors in them, so I think I'll start just by kind of dividing this in half. Each half I'm dividing into thirds, really, really lightly. And then I'm going to draw circles. So this will give me a chance to swatch out my colors somewhat and see how they behave. So 1, 2, maybe I'll do a couple, maybe we'll see if I can get a few more of these pans on the outskirts, so that way I can get my other colors in there too, because there's 24 colors, so I can only get 12 in this section here. So let me see if I can get another few loosely sketched on. Exciting video, isn't it? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do what we can. How about that? I want to leave this area in here as the mixing well open so that I'll be able to mix some colors. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try to get one more. We can get. All right. So then there are mixing wells. I like that the mixing wells are slanted. I'm just gonna draw that across. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to rearrange a little bit. I'm going to put these up there. I'm going to move this over here, and that way you'll be able to see most close to everything. Maybe I'll twirl this around so that you'll have the mixing wells next to you. Okay, so let's start with this brush that came in the kit. It's full of sizing, so I'm going to clean it. Rinse out all of that extra sizing. Oops, it still seems like there's some sizing in there, to tell you the truth. There, let's see about that. So it's like looks like a pony hair type of brush. I'm probably going to switch over to something else because that's not very, that's not the type of bristle I like. But let's see this. Oh, the color is nice and vivid though. Look at that. Now these are opaque watercolors, but I'm not seeing, I'm like, I can see my lines through that just fine and dandy. So I'm happy with the color payoff. They do seem to be like a tempera cake, like they don't have that kind of creaminess that a lot of the, I don't know, it's probably the glycerin or whatever is in those other pans. I'm being really sloppy because I want to see the color, like how opaque these colors are, so that's why I'm going over the edges. This brush is shedding hair, so that would be the first upgrade. I would not use the brush that comes in. Oh, that's a pretty color. It's almost like a Caput Mortium. That's a pretty color. I like that color. Got our black. Let's see what the black looks like. It's kind of weak. All right, I feel like I'm going to not use this brush anymore. It's shedding. That's right. This was a pretty inexpensive brush. It came in my Smart Art box, so I assume it's a fairly inexpensive brush. Oh, much better. Ooh, that's like an ultramarine. That's pretty. Oops, I didn't really clean the brush very well before I went to that other one. On the box it says that the colors are staining, so you don't want to like get it on your clothes, or it says you can use it on your clothes if you want it to stain. I'm impressed with the color payoff. I have to tell you, oh, that's a pretty magenta. You know what? I am not disappointed in these colors. $5. That's a pretty color. This is kind of like a pyrrole red or a naphthol crimson. Or naphthol red, not crimson. Let's try this orange. I've got like, still have brush hairs. There's loose hairs because they are in my water from the other brush. So upgrade the brush, guys. That orange might be a little more opaque than the other ones. We'll see what kind of color shift we have as it dries. Ooh, that's a nice bright yellow. So for these opaque colors, none of them really look all that opaque to me. Probably the orange is the most opaque, but even so, it's not really opaque. So let's go around and use some of these other colors. I think I'll just start on one end of the box here. This is like a raw sienna. That's pretty. Or a yellow ochre. That's really nice. It's not that opaque though. We've got this kind of peachy color, like a kind of portrait Caucasian flesh color. That's a little more opaque. It does come with a, you get 24 pans, but it also comes with a tube of white. Maybe that's why they call it opaque color, because it's offering you the white to mix in. I got this olive green. Ooh, that's not bad. You know what, guys? I'm actually, I kind of wish I did some like real fine sketch now, because these colors are not disappointing me. Like I thought they'd be chalky and icky. I mean, we'll see when they dry, but I'm thinking these, oh, look at that turquoise. That's delightful. Oh my gosh, I love cheap supplies when they are actually decent. Who am I kidding? I like cheap supplies. I like them because I don't have the, isn't that a pretty lemon yellow? I don't have the, let me tell you what it's like. It's like throwing a Halloween party, as opposed to having Thanksgiving or Christmas at your house. You throw a Halloween party, nobody has any really big expectations. They think, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Holy moly, that is pretty. Sorry. So you throw a Halloween party, nobody has any big expectations. You got cobwebs in the corner. Heck, it's part of the, oh my gosh, look at that. That is gorgeous. It's part of the decor. But you have like a Christmas party or a Thanksgiving party, the expectations are so high, it's nerve-wracking, right? That's kind of like how I think painting with fine art supplies can be for some people, because you're just like, well, I can't waste it because this was like $20 a tube. You know, it's like, hey, $5 for, 25 colors. I'm not worried about it. Okay, seriously, guys, these colors are gorgeous. Oh my word. I feel like I need to buy these for my kids' classes. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I'm kind of I just placed a big order for my class supplies for my adult workshops next year, and I'm kind of wishing that I got these because these are way less than what I paid. But man, these are awesome. Okay, so I want to do some color mixing. Let's look at these colors. Let's see what we can get. I really, really like that red. I'm gonna try making a violet using that red. Oh my gosh, and the palette. My stuff isn't even beating up on it, really. I can see my colors. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. So these are from Ocean State Job Lot, and they were $5. These are better than the Grumbacher, like $47 ones that I got to test out. Wow. Look at that. That's a beautiful purple. I made it with this color and this color. I just want to add those in there too, just so I have them on there. That's cool. Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled with this. Okay, so now let's mix up a green. Let's try, let's try this blue, and let's try that lemon yellow that was in this. Wow, these colors are all really good. Now that's kind of making more of like a drabby, well actually this is kind of a pretty green. I'm gonna get a little more lemon in there. Mixing the paper. Oh, it's pretty. Now let's get like a let's take like that Viridian shade that's right there, and let's add a smidgen of that other orange to it. So I'm gonna use this. Yeah, and this brush is so much better. This is one from my Smart Art box. This is a lot better than the than what came in the kit. Let's do that with a little bit of this and see if we get like a nice sappy olive green. Ooh, that's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Wow, guys, this is pretty awesome. Okay, a lot of people say they have a hard time mixing orange, so let's try that. Whoops, let's try that red from this set here. I'm gonna add a little bit right there first. I really like this palette. You got plenty of room to work. I feel like I want a little more yellow in there. Let's grab a little more of that yellow. These colors are very pigmented. Oh my gosh. They say they're fade resistant. I mean, I guess you'd have to do your own test because, I mean, I don't know. I'm a rather, there's no pigment information on here, so I'm a little mistrustful that, you know, these are light fast, but hey, they're fun. They might not fine art, but sure is fun art. Let's do the brown that we like to do, that we do with the burnt sienna. So we've got this beautiful brown. I don't think it's burnt sienna, but it is like a PR 101 probably color, and a little ultramarine blue. Let's try those two colors together and see what we get. A little more of that, balance that color out. It is a little on the purple side, but let's have a look at that. Yeah, it is a little bit on the purple side. Let's try some of this, which is, it does have quite a bit of red on it, and let's try some of that. That blue might be a little bit, well, probably more of a cobalt. Ooh, that's pretty though. It's very subtle. Yeah, I would say that's like a cobalt blue. What other colors do you want to mix, guys? We got a violet. We got our secondaries. Let's try doing some mixes with our bright green. I like to do like a Viridian green, and I like to add other colors into it to see what I get for earthy greens. So let's do that with a little yellow ochre. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a yellow ochre. That's a little, actually on its own, it's a little green. I think that this over here is a little bit more golden, a little bit more of like a beautiful yellow ochre. Let's try that with a little bit of this color here, this brown madder or caput mortuum, which I know I'm pronouncing incorrectly. Let's add a little bit of this pretty orangey, light orangey color, tangerine color to it. I'm not getting mud though. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not getting mud, and that's very exciting. Did we do like a proper green? I don't know. Let's try this yellow actually. And let's try this bright. Oh, let's try this turquoise. That's a pretty color. Oh, that's nice. So, I'm not getting mud. I'm very impressed with these colors. I would paint with these more. I'm going to take some of this black, and I am going to paint like that border around the little pans of paint. Wow, I am just really, really happy I bought these, and I think I'm gonna go grab. I am gonna go grab some of these to give as gifts. I think because they're fantastic. I am so impressed. I am so pleasantly surprised. Just painting my little the little pans. They have kind of like a rounded edge. I should get that in there a little bit better. So I kind of like held off on trying these for so long, mainly because I had tried some of the more expensive opaque watercolors that come in pans like this, and I'd been very disappointed. And to think these $5 ones outperform the more expensive ones that I've tried. And granted, I'm going to have a little bit more of a generous opinion if they're, $5 versus $47. But my oh my, these are fantastic, and I am just really thrilled with them. They're probably more of like a tempera than like a true watercolor, but they're lovely. They definitely are not going to have that as luminous of a quality because they're more of like just dry in the pans. You can see they're more of like a chalky paint, but they don't look that chalky on paper. They don't look like they have a lot of filler or white in them. But if you let temper dry down, it's just got a very matte feeling. So maybe it's more, but I wouldn't call it like a gouache because it's not opaque. I mean, they say opaque on the container, but they're not on their own. Maybe, we could try adding some white to them, but on their own, they're not opaque, which I prefer. I prefer to have them transparent, but I want to let you know that in case you are expecting something that you could paint on like black cardstock and have it show up. I don't think that would really work too well for you because I mean it wasn't covering up my black Sharpie lines. How lovely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that those would just be so nice to throw in somebody's like little like artsy gift basket. I mean, this was the Phoenix brand. I picked these up at Ocean State Job Lot, which is I believe it's a chain in New England. I don't know if it's all over the country or not, but we have one in Bangor, and I know there's some elsewhere in New England, and I'm just really happy that I grabbed these. I would use these just for fun because why not? The colors seem to have pretty good flow. Let's just throw a little bit of color in here and yeah, I mean the colors flow, and that that could be stuff they've added to them to enhance that quality, but wow, I'm really thrilled. $5. I don't think you can go wrong. I'm glad I picked these up. Because I was curious to the quality of this, and now I know that I could stockpile these and I could give them as gifts, or I could teach with them, teach my students. I think I could even use them in my adults classes. I typically don't. I typically teach with Cotman, but I'm just so thrilled I'm so thrilled at the quality of these versus some of the quote unquote artist quality opaque watercolors that come in similar packaging that I've used, quite frankly. So if you do see this Phoenix brand, I wouldn't hesitate if if you're seeing it for like $5, why not? $5 for 24 colors. I mean, look at that. Look at that like phthalo blue. It's just so rich and vibrant and fun. I say go for it if you see these. Again, this is the package. I've seen them marketed from other companies. They're probably private labeled out of this company in China. This is Phoenix Art Group and the phoenix-arts.com. It's made in China, but I'm happy with that. I think it's a lot of fun and worth the money, and I want to paint something else with them. So maybe I'll do that, and then I'll post the video coming up soon here. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this video and it helped you out. And until next time, happy crafting.